If you're a New York Mets fan right now, how could you not be smiling and riding high with the fact that so far this series against the Atlanta Braves, the New York Mets have taken 3 out of the first 4 games in this series against the Braves this weekend, with Jacob DeGrom on the mound this afternoon with a chance to not only take 4 out of 5 against the Atlanta Braves, but to widen their lead to 6.5 games in the NL East over the Atlanta Braves going forward. And today is actually a very big milestone for Jacob DeGrom and as a New York Met. What's going on, everybody? This is NYG Jeffy T 3285, and I'm just making this video because I'm just very happy with how the New York Mets have been playing right now. The Mets have been rolling so far. The pitching has been outstanding so far this series against the Braves. I mean, you're getting great pitching performances from David Peterson. Max Scherzer just absolutely blew away the Braves last night. I mean, Chris Bassett has pitched well. And then, of course, you have Jacob DeGrom on the mound today for the New York Mets. And this is actually a big milestone for Jacob DeGrom, as this will be his 200th game pitched as a New York Met. And he's only the 7th pitcher in New York Mets history to pitch at least 200 games on the mound starting for the Mets, joining guys like Darling Al Leiter, Sid Fernandez, Dwight Gooden, Tom Seaver, and Koosman as the other 6 men, along with Jacob DeGrom, to pitch at least 200 games as a New York Met currently. So this is a big day for Jacob DeGrom. It'll be his second start that he'll be pitching for the New York Mets, and we have to see how he's going to go out there and look, because so far in his first start he looked pretty good, only giving up 1 run in 5 innings pitched this past Tuesday. So I have no doubt that Jacob DeGrom is going to be amped up. He's going to have a chance to help the Mets be able to get 4 out of 5, and I want the New York Mets to be able to go out there and just play with the same type of intensity, pitch well, hit well. They've been getting very good timely hitting so far this series too, especially from guys like Francisco Lindor, who's been red hot so far this past stretch for the New York Mets. Pete Alonso just continues to do what he does, hitting home runs, driving in more RBIs. He's got over 90 RBIs right now as he's approaching the century mark right now for RBIs this season. Jeff McNeil getting some timely hits so far this series. Starling Marte, Brandon Nimmo. I mean, right now as a New York Mets fan, how can you not be excited and happy for what this Mets team is doing so far and just laying it in to their NL East rivals by just beating the Braves where it hurts most. And you just gotta love it if you're a New York Mets fan, seeing them go over there in Citi Field. The crowd is rocking it right now, going crazy, as the New York Mets are just going out there and playing great baseball right now, and they're winding that NL East lead as they should have been. So right now the New York Mets are just going out there playing fantastic baseball, and you just got to hope that they can consistently keep doing what they're doing, because right now everything is going great, but there's still a lot of the Major League Baseball season to go. But right now we're just relishing it as Mets fans, being able to go out there and beat our rivals, who have just been an absolute pain in our sides, a thorn in our sides for many years. And this is the this is the World Series champions we're talking about. Right now you have to think about it. The New York Mets are the team right now in the NL East who hasn't won the World Series in the longest time, because the Marlins have won the World Series. They won the World Series in 1999 and 2003. The Phillies won the World Series in 2008. The Braves won the World Series in 2000 and last year, and the Washington Nationals won the World Series a couple of years ago. So the New York Mets have had the longest drought in terms of World Series victory in the NL East. So I think it's our time to maybe have our time to shine, and it's our chance to get our World Series trophy. But I just want to see this team continue to play great baseball like they have been. The pitching has been fantastic. The New York Mets right now are riding the wave of their pitching staff, because if their pitching can continue to play at the level that they have been, and I know Taijuan Walker had a little bit of a rough start against the Braves in our only loss so far in the series, where he gave up 8 runs in just 2 or 3 innings. So, I mean, he had a rough outing so far, but Carrasco has been pretty solid so far. I mean, you're getting great pitching performances right now from Max Scherzer and Chris Bassett, who you were hoping that were going to be able to step up and just pitch really well for this team. I mean, they've been pitching great so far. Jacob DeGrom has just come in. He's pitched well since he's come back. You got to hope he can continue that against the Braves today. So the New York Mets have just got to continue to play great baseball going forward, and they have to be able to get this win. You want the New York Mets to go out there and get the victory today, this afternoon, against the Braves, and be able to take 4 out of 5 from this team and widen that lead to 4.5 games. Because if the Braves find a way to win this game this afternoon, then the lead is only 4.5 games. And sure, you might be able to say, well, that's not really that bad. It's not really that bad. You're still up by 4.5 games. No, you want to try to extend that lead as much as possible. And if you have the chance to not only take 4 out of 5 against your NL East rivals, but you have a chance to lengthen that lead in the NL East to 6.5 games, you do it. Especially with your ace on the mound. And after what Jacob DeGrom showed this past Tuesday, you're expecting him to go out there and pitch that type of game going forward too. So hopefully Jacob DeGrom is going to be able to have another great pitch game. And the New York Mets are going to be able to take this game and be able to extend that lead in the NL East even longer. But as a New York Mets fan, you can't just help but smile right now. This is the best we've seen this Mets team look all season. Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, Jacob DeGrom, Carlos Carrasco, Taijuan Walker, even David Peterson, and you're supposed to be getting Tyler McGill back as more depth in that starting rotation. Edwin Diaz has looked unbelievable. He got another couple of saves yesterday in the doubleheader sweep of the Braves yesterday. I mean, Edwin Diaz continues to pitch as one of the best closers in Major League Baseball, if not the best closer in Major League Baseball. You're getting great timely hitting right now from guys like Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, Mark Canha, even Darren Ruff's come in. Tyler Naquan's getting timely hitting. Daniel Vogelback, Tomas Nido. You're getting all good timely hitting from this New York Mets depth right now in the lineup. The bullpen is still a little bit of concern. You still have to worry about the bullpen because they only added one extra arm in that bullpen. That's Michael Givens, who pitched with the Chicago Cubs. But you are getting Trevor May back. You are getting Seth Lugo is there. You are getting a couple of guys back to that bullpen to help strengthen the bullpen going forward. But right now, the New York Mets are riding high, and I'm just smiling because of the fact that the New York Mets are just taking it to their NL East rivals. And today they just got to make sure that they get that last game against the Braves, take 4 out of 5, and extend that lead over the Braves in the NL East to 6.5 games. So I just want to make this video today because I'm just a very happy Mets fan. Every other Mets fan right now is just riding high right now after taking 3 out of 4 so far in this 5-game series against the Atlanta Braves. And we just hope that we can be able to that Jacob DeGrom could go out there and take this last game against the Atlanta Braves, and we can just extend our lead to 6.5 games and continue to play great baseball going forward. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Sunday. We'll have to see what the New York Mets do in this final game of this 5-game series against the Braves. Hopefully they get the win. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Subscribe, and if you haven't already, to NYG Jeffy T 3285 for more breaking news, updates, and chatter surrounding the New York Mets, New York Giants, Brooklyn Nets, WWE Wrestling, as well as food for thought. Turn on the bell for notifications for the next video or short surrounding the New York Mets. And I want you guys to leave your comments below on how you feel about the New York Mets so far. And if you as well are just feeling so excited for how this New York Mets team is playing so far. And if your expectations are also as sky high about this team going into the rest of the season and into the playoffs. Or if you're a little bit on the fence so far and you want to see more from this team going forward into the rest of this season. But if you're a New York Mets fan, it's very hard to not be excited. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. Take it easy, and let's go New York Mets. Always know you got to believe in those New York Mets.